Are we ready? Let's do this.
Yes.
Pop goes the rainbow.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Welcome to episode number 3. Toi. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ichi ni san.
1, 2, 3.
Just trying to remember what other languages I can do it in. Oh, it come to me. Anyway, so I'm Cass, and I have with me the ever lovely
Ego.
Ego. And we're just going to talk. We're going to have some fun.
Yes.
We're going to see what pops our rainbow. We're going to Queerflix and Chill. Have you got a minute for music? Because we've got a music minute.
Even though it might be 5 minutes, but music minute. I really fucked up with saying music minute. Oh well.
You know what? We can debate it over the coming weeks. Watch the evolution of your segment happen. I'm currently sitting on, I'll just give you the story. So I got a chair that I'm sitting on that I have because I work from home most of the time. And I got it pre my weight loss surgery. So 180 kilo Cass used to sit on this. See? It was built for somebody who was 180 kilos, but it's nearly 3 years old and I sit on it quite a lot and I'm sitting on it with you. The reason why I'm saying this is because there's a very good chance that as the episode goes on, I may sink lower and lower to the bottom of the screen. Because that's what's been happening. And then I've had to turn myself off camera in meetings so I can like put my backside in the way so I can lift the chair back up. That's so just so you know, I am sinking, but it's the chair's fault, not me just shrinking in front of your eyes because I'm old now.
Yes, let's blame the chair.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And the only reason why I mentioned it, aside from that, is the fact that when you and I first started before we came on air, my Adidas was visible and now it's not.
It was.
Totally not visible anymore.
I can't wait till it's just a blurry background when you're not even on frame anymore. Or just like the very top of your hair.
And it'll just be going like this.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, "How what? What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying?" So anything happen in your life?
Not really, no. Just
No?
no.
Okay. Well
How
then,
about you?
well, as you know, and some of our listeners may know, others may not, I'm actually married to a Polynesian person, a POC, who is Māori from Aotearoa, New Zealand. And this past week, the Māori king has passed away. I'm going to try and say his name, and I'm going to get into trouble as soon as she hears it. So it's King Tuatia Potato Te Wherowhero the 7th passed away. And we had been watching the funeral, the tangi, the whole 9 yards over the week. And part of the tradition is that before he's buried, they elect a new monarch, and we got a queen. They elected a young 27-year-old woman who is his youngest daughter as the queen. So we've kind of been celebrating that at the same time. So they're probably going to get a good 50, 60 years out of her, which is good because the last king, he was on for 18 years and prior to him was a queen who was on for 40. So women are getting it done longer. So that's kind of been like really taking up the time.
I saw some clips of it on TikTok of the funeral, the canoe going down the lake. Absolutely beautiful.
Yes, so they so the coronation is like it's so quick. It's not like with the English one where it takes a year before they have a coronation and all of that other stuff, right? They get them in there, sit them down next to the coffin, coronate them as the new monarch, send the other one down the river. That's it.
So much easier than the British.
I like it's a beautiful ceremony. Beautiful. And my wife described it to me because I'd never seen it before this time. And so they take the coffin down to the Waikato River, and they put the coffin on there with the new monarch with the coffin. And so the canoe's called a waka, and they take it down to a mountain, a Topori mountain, and they walk the coffin up. But the whole time they're going down the Waikato River, on either side, you'll see people doing the haka, doing the funeral chant, all of that other stuff, and then they walk it. And then they walk it up Topori Mountain, and then they bury the monarch in an unmarked grave.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. But it was quite moving. It was so moving. The reason why I've got my head down is because I want to be able to get her name right. So the new Māori queen is, I've lost the name. Māori queen is, so it's a Kuini Nawai Hono i te Pōpaki. Don't know what they're going to shorten it to, but she seems great. So, and she's very modern because she's only 20. I mean, I said to my wife, I went, you know what? I didn't even know what I wanted to be when I was 27, and all of a sudden she's been crowned as a queen,
that's younger than me. That seems stressful.
right? Like she's a university graduate with a master's degree. She from Waikato University. She studies the Māori culture. She is fluent in Māori. Like she's all like my wife and I talked about it through the week, and she's going, oh, they're probably going to choose one of the sons because they're older. They've basically been groomed for the role. And I'm like, I think they're going with the daughter. And she's like, no, I don't think so. I'm going, I think so. So then I was watching it, and my wife was out doing something, walking the dogs, I think. And so we were waiting for the whole thing. And then when they finally reveal, because it's not like they go, oh, by the way, tomorrow it's going to be a new queen. It's like a reveal. It's like a reveal.
Oh,
Yeah. All of a sudden there's like dancing and chanting and everything. And then you look, and then the monarch's there with the cloak around them. And then that's when you find out who it is.
that's kind of fun.
Yeah. So I know I've been dribbling on about it, but like that's been the last week and a bit. Um, totally living for it. I'm already immersed in my wife's culture as it is, but like watching this over the last week, I'm just like, we don't have anything like that.
We kind
What's
of
up with it?
do, because
Yeah,
we're
but
kind of under the British realm, but not really Australian shit.
yeah, but so
I
the
mean, we
monarch
have
thing,
prime ministers throwing each other out occasionally. That's fun.
the death of a career, yeah.
Mm,
But yeah, I mean, I've always thought it was a beautiful culture anyway, but like over the last week and a bit, and especially after going there, but like over the last bit of and a week, week and a bit, it's just you just kind of go, Jesus Christ, like this is just so steeped in tradition. It's better than anything else I've ever seen.
yeah,
But so that's been me.
lovely.
That's been me. Thanks.
Good week.
So
Well, not good, but
educational.
yes, that's the word I was thinking.
It has been because I've
Yeah.
actually learned quite a lot over the last week. So let's just take a sharp left. So what's popped our rainbow? Do we have the same subject? We've not discussed this yet. We may have the
Well,
same subject.
mine's a little different because I'm not going to be a sook about the previous two episodes. I can't even be bothered saying her name. This Pop
Mhm.
the Rainbow this week's really fun, or this
Oh,
episode,
good. Good,
quite
good,
good.
good.
Last night I went to see Beetlejuice. Let me tell you, oh my God, worked me out. It was everything I wanted it to be and a little bit more.
Hmm.
I didn't see any other trailers,
Okay.
and it was just, my God, good film. Michael was amazing. Catherine was amazing. Jenna Ortega was amazing. Winona Ryder was just incredible. The songs were fun. A couple times I thought I was going to have a cry. and then they
Mhm.
made it really funny, and like it went from really sad to just the next sentence was funny, and then you're like, oh no, I'm gonna say it. Which
Was
yeah,
Catherine O'Hara just as good?
better.
Of course she was. Like that woman,
But
how
the
that
issue
woman has not
is,
reached legendary status, like she has in the queer community,
mhm,
but like just in general, she should be a household
the
name.
only issue I had
Yeah.
with it was I've seen Schitt's Creek. So there was a couple things she said. I
Yeah.
was just like, this is fucking Moira Rose. Which a couple times I was like, oh,
But
uh-huh.
then when you watch her in other things, you're like, oh, I can see where she got some of Moira's
Yeah. You can
like,
kind of see like a slow progression of each little thing
yeah.
she's done.
But it turns out that it's just her.
Yeah, it's just
You know,
her putting on an accent,
it's just a
really.
way, yeah, exactly. So
Because it was,
Beetlejuice was good.
yeah, it's just great. Like I was
Mhm.
so surprised by it. Because
Mhm.
you know when they try and reboot or do a sequel like so many years later, because
Yep,
it's been what, 36 years, I
something
think,
like
since
that.
the first one.
Yeah,
Because I think it was what, 89,
89.
I think it was.
Yeah,
So I was a bit like, oh, how's this going to translate now? Is it going to? Because Beetlejuice is stupid. Let's be. It's a stupid movie. Like it's not serious. It's just like stupid effects, stupid ghosts, just stupidness.
yep,
And I was kind of like, oh, I wonder how it's going to go this time. And it was just as stupid, and the effects were almost the exact same. Like it didn't look modernized. It still had
yep.
that. It still looked like it could have come out in 1990. Really, it was just, oh my God, so good. Well, she'll pop this rainbow.
Well, here's the thing. I have a popping of my rainbow, but it kind of goes into my Queerflix and Chill.
Well, if you want, we can start Queerflix and Chill and lead in, start with your pop and lead into the queer.
Let's see how we go.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
So, how do I best describe? Okay, so it's a New Zealand soap called Shortland Street.
Hmm.
Okay. I believe it's on SBS, maybe. So there's a couple of queer characters in it, some queer couples, all of that. It's the more I think about this while I'm talking to you about it, because I did write notes, the more I'm going, I think this is an amalgamation of popping the rainbow and thing. Because you've got Shortland Street that have got some queer characters. That's fantastic. Neighbours have got a couple of queer characters. That's great. They had a sapphic thing also on Home and Away. That's great. They did it on General Hospital in the state. That's great. When does it become too much? Because there aren't that many gay people in suburbs. There aren't that many gay people in townships. In Shortland Street,
Mm.
at one point in time, and the only reason why I got stuck in a rabbit hole on YouTube about it, right? So at one particular point in time, there were three lesbian couples. One of the lesbian couples happened to be the two mothers of the original lesbian couple.
Okay, so how big is this place? Is it like Summer Bay where it's like a town, or is it more
No,
neighbors? It's a
it's like a
courtyard.
suburb. So Shortland Street is a hospital drama. So they're all working in the hospital. Can you see the problem I've got? Can you see it? So
I
at
feel
one
like most
point,
people that are going to work in a hospital don't live in that same suburb.
well, I mean, soaps tend to
Issue
do that,
one.
right? So there's the two main ones that kind of originally drew my eye, which were two nurses. Then it was the two nurses and then two doctors, right?
Hmm.
Then, for reasons unbeknownst to New Zealand and the world, the two mothers of the original OG couple,
Yeah.
lesbian couple, decided that they were going to get together as well. Those
Hmm.
were your three, right? So here's my problem as well. So in General Hospital in the States, one of the state soap operas, they decided that they wanted to have a queer storyline, but not really helping the cause any. They had a sapphic relationship between a student and a university lecturer.
Oh, Jesus. Why do they, every time they want to pull like some queer story, there's always issues with it and makes us look like groomers or whatever the fucking people talk about us.
Right?
Every time. Or
Right?
someone cheats, someone dies.
Right?
Oh,
So then this character, these characters take off. The young kid comes back a couple of years later. She now starts another sapphic relationship with a famous, world famous singer, right? Who isn't out. So it's almost up there with the bury your gays, almost kind of like there's
uh-huh.
that there's going to be a problem as soon as you find out one's not out. There's going to be that
Yeah.
problem as well. So like, don't get me wrong, it's great that we have all of this representation, but where does it stop? Because I don't even know three lesbian couples, and there were three on this one TV show at the same time. You know what I
Well,
mean?
clearly you need to become a nurse and you meet all the fucking lesbians.
Probably, but my wife probably wouldn't like that.
No,
But
probably not.
here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. It's great we have representation. Fantastic. Something that didn't in my lifetime was not a thing. It was
Mm.
it was taboo, and if you wanted to have anything to do in TV or whatever, it was uh, what's the word I'm looking for? It was kind of like a arts movie. They would consider it an art movie, and it'd be in the cinemas for like 30 seconds in a theater that was like 27 streets away from the main drag of like wherever
Yeah.
and all of that. But so it's all good that we have that representation now. But aside from the student and the university lecturer storyline, which I'm still, I went down that rabbit hole and it was like, oh, and then I found a movie like that the same thing, and the kid looked 12. Like it was just, she was like
Oh.
20, but she looked 12, and like the woman was bathing her in the bathtub. I think it was called Bloomington or something. But here's my thing. Here's my other problem. So, um, when when the writers decide that they want to, there's enough electricity between two actors to be able to produce something, they go, okay, then we'll start to move that storyline in that direction, right? But 9 times out of 10, when you have a sapphic storyline, it's usually a gay person has a thing for a straight person, and then that
Hmm.
straight, so them being kind of cautiously relentless in the pursuit of them,
Yeah.
and then that person going, oh, I wonder what it would be, and that person's usually married, right?
Yeah.
Or engaged, or in a relationship with somebody, and so then that person decides that they want to try it with the gay person. But you
Yeah.
never see that in male storylines in these shows. You
No.
never see a clearly heterosexual male turning around going, oh, I think I might want to pash off with him. Like,
Mm.
you know what I mean? So I think the representation's there. It's fantastic. I know I have said that, and I do believe that it is fantastic. But I also believe that in some cases, is it a thing that in order for us to be perceived as being as everybody else, there has to be that element of danger attached to it as well? Like, that doesn't work that way. That's not how my
Mm.
marriage worked. Like, that's not how my relationship worked.
Yeah.
That's how, I just, I think they're in them trying to get us the exposure and everything, they're robbing us of the normality that people who do have a problem with our lifestyles can't accept.
Yeah. I mean, I can't like the exposure's great, like you're saying.
Mm,
I'm sick of everything being an issue. Like
yeah.
this is why Love Simon's great.
Mhm.
The Heartstopper, the UK gay one,
Yep.
there's no drama about it.
Mm,
But then I think queer people have such bad history. I think they want to represent that every time there's a gay character.
yeah.
So there's a
But
show last year where it was about the AIDS pandemic.
mhm.
Great show. The relationship was great, but of course one dies because AIDS. So I think they're still trying to put out all our history and make characters more deep than just the gay. Because I feel like if they just had the gay, It'll just be a token gay to appease the queer crowd. I think
Yeah.
they put some tragedy behind it, I
Yeah.
think, but
Yeah.
it's not needed.
No, it's not. But as I said, Shortland Street, um, it's bad, but it's good at the same time. But as I said, but these queer characters haven't happened over the last 2 or 3 years. I think these ones go back to like 2015, the original two. Like
Yeah.
so we're talking like 9 years ago that they started to bring these characters in as and make. They didn't just decide they were gay; they were gay characters.
Yeah.
I also believe both of them played by queer actresses too. Um, and so they wove the storyline in with everybody else's storyline. That was fine, but
Yeah.
I don't know anywhere in my lifetime where I have worked where there are three like lesbian couples and one of those couples consisting of the mothers of the two. Because one of the
Right.
mothers actually had a problem with her gay daughter. And then she was in a gay relationship with the mother of the other one. They just couldn't they couldn't deny it any longer. Like,
Give me a break.
yeah, and I get that. I do get that there are a lot, not a lot, but there are women who, for various reasons, come out very later in life,
Yeah.
right? And that's great. And if I was single, that would be great for me. But um, I just had a problem with it. I just had a really big problem with it. But having said all of that, they're normalizing
Yeah.
the relationships, and they're not actually considering them queer relationships or anything like that. It's these two are in a relationship on this show. Deal with it.
Yeah.
We're not making a big deal of it, nor should you.
Yeah.
And there are other shows that are slowly starting to introduce them in, but what I don't understand also is that like a lot of these characters have turmoil before they get together or whatever it is. You
Mm-hmm.
fancy someone, you don't fancy someone. It's just the way that it is. There's
Yeah.
no inner turmoil. Like, when two people kiss on screen, they don't like touch noses and breathe each other's breath for 30 seconds before the lips finally touch and stuff.
I've
Like,
never understood that. Like, what are you doing?
yeah, I don't get it.
Just fucking kiss. Like,
Yeah. Just stick your tongue down a fucking throat and go for it. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah. You want
Um,
more? Go back to a house. If not, keep smelling each other's noses. Like,
exactly. But so yeah, I'm just kind of like, it's great, but it's not so great. So you can see
mm,
how like it's popped my cherry, but at the same time, we are on Queerflix because
popped your rainbow.
pop my sorry, pop my cherry, pop my
We're rebranding. Cherries everywhere.
popped my rainbow. Sorry, I kind of just went into a white space while I was talking
You're on a
because
mission to get this tangent out, and you
I
don't
I
care.
really I really am because because eventually I'm going to be living in that fucking country. It's like get it together, Shortland Street. But then I was really disappointed. I was reading up a little bit about it this morning before we came on, and like, so it used to be a 5 night drama, but because the TV channel is actually having funding issues, it's going to 3 days a week. So
Oh,
in order to be able to sustain it, some of the main characters are going.
oh, I can't wait to see what tragedy is going to hit.
I was going to say a whole bunch of fucking gays will go, and it'll just be Straightland
Yeah,
Street.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's me Queerflix and Chill. That's what popped me Rainbow. But it's great to have normalized. I hate using it, but it's the only word I can think of. Normalized couplings without any of the fanfare.
yeah,
There's no there. I mean, there was a couple of coming out stories, but like, and then there was with the older couple. They're like, "Oh, the two of you together." Like, yeah. And they're like, "Okay."
yeah,
There wasn't a big thing, like
yeah.
but yeah. So Shortland Street. If you want to have a look at the General Hospital one with the kid and the university lecturer, knock yourself out. Um, the one with the university, the college kid and the professor, the Bloomington. Oh no.
Mm. That's
Oh,
like
there's
Queer as Folk. Whereas
like
like
she
the
looked
teenager.
12. She looked 12.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Not good.
when this is being edited, right there is going to be a photo of the 12-year-old, even though she was like 2021 or whatever.
Just join
And she was
your
a child actor. Oh, like, it's just ooh,
oh,
cringy.
a little bit.
Cringy. But next week's one's going to be a little bit better. I got a fair idea what we were talking about. But
Oh.
yeah, but I was just like, I was amalgamating. I needed to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So we've popped my rainbow.
Popped your cherry, popped your
We popped
banana, popped your boot, popped your
Pop,
bonnet.
pops your uncle. Have we done yours? Because I went through a white patch while I was actually talking and I've forgotten. We do yours? Did we pop yours? Yes, we did. We did pop your
Beetlejuice.
rainbow. Beetlejuice.
Popped my beetle.
So during our last episode, we were talking about movies, etc., etc. We were talking about A League of Their Own. And I happened to mention another movie of which you mentioned that you had not seen, and I nearly had a conniption fit. And I do believe that you did watch Hidden Figures.
After I got abusive messages from Cass every day. It was like it's the most
Bit.
aggressive messages I ever got about this movie,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't watch it.
Excellent. It's
No, I
awesome.
checked out Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
My God, worked me out. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was incredible.
Uh-huh.
Taraji P. Henson,
Yep.
Octavia, Janelle, um, Bazinga guy, Sheldon. Oh, what's his name?
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons, Kevin Costner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to pause the movie about 10 minutes in to be like, is that Kirsten Dunst? Because I haven't seen anything she's done since Spider-Man. Clearly, she's
Okay.
aged since then, so her face is
Yeah,
filled out a
well,
bit more. She has a few
yeah.
wrinkles. She's not looking ugly because she looked horrible in Spider-Man.
She's actually fixed her teeth now.
Yeah, and I was just like, surely that's not Kirsten. I would have
Mm-hmm.
seen that on the ad. Nah, Kirsten Dunst was in it. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
ah, this is great. I was having a great time. I just wish there was a bit more because I work at NASA, Catherine, well, all of them work at NASA, but Catherine, Dorothy, and Mary is who it focuses on.
Yep.
I just wish there was either a prequel or 10 minutes in the movie just saying how, because it went from childhood straight to, oh my
They
God,
work for
they're
NASA.
there,
Yeah.
they're 30s, something. I
Yeah.
just wish there was a little bit of them applying for the job, getting the job, crying, because like, I'm working at NASA.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I wanted from the movie. Apart from that, 10 out of 10.
Right?
And where you said if someone doesn't cry, they don't have a heart about the bathroom speech.
You don't have a heart?
I don't, because I didn't cry. That's not the bit. The bit that got me was at the end. When each of
Okay.
the three main girls get their little thing, and like Mary, who's played by Janelle Monáe, has a whole thing and she does this speech. I'm not going to spoil in case someone else wants to watch it, but she does a speech near the end to a judge because she needs to go to court for something. And my God, I was like, oh, I feel emotions. And it's just, oh,
Well, see,
the
the thing
way it
is,
was paced was so nice.
yeah, if you watch it again, I'm assuming you would,
I probably
um,
will.
that scene will eventually get you, the bathroom scene.
Yeah,
But can you understand what I mean by that scene? How she did not get the Academy Award from that scene alone.
yeah. I understand the hype around that one scene because I was like, oh, she's mad. And the slamming of her things, it's just the way she was like dripping and it was paced perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad they didn't have any person, Kevin Costner's character, I forget the name, like injecting and butting in and all that. He kind of
Mm-hmm.
just let it happen,
Yeah.
which I think was really good.
Yeah.
Mm,
Great movie, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was doing research after, and turns out Catherine, the real person who Taraji played, was
Yeah.
still alive when the movie came out, which means
Yes.
she's probably seen it, and it makes me so happy. Shame Dorothy and Mary passed, I think early 2000s, I read.
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, Catherine would have seen it, and that makes me very happy knowing that she would have known how big of a deal she was and her story was told.
Well, she also got the Congressional Medal of Freedom.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. While
Hmm.
she's still alive.
It would
It's
be
one of
good
my
if they
favorite
do
movies.
I hope they do a part two in a couple of years where they like do her later in life.
When they were doing like the shuttles and everything, because
Mm,
they all ended up working on how getting a man to the moon, getting the space
yeah.
shuttles sorted, all of that other stuff. But
Which I would really like to see all that as well.
yeah, but
But I
like
think
these
that's more
women
my
were huge,
sci-fi
possibly.
side's
Yeah.
kicking in more because anything
Yeah.
spacey got me.
Yeah. But it was like and like the soundtrack was amazing. Like
Mm.
Pharrell Williams doing the soundtrack was
Oh, did he
just
do it?
yeah, like he
Oh.
produced the movie.
Oh, did he?
He produced yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah. Pharrell Williams is a big champion for women. Huge. Yeah, and he did the soundtrack to it and everything. And it's like, you know what? There's a couple of things that you're right about, but like that movie is just like that one step off perfection, but it's so close to it.
The only thing it needed for me to make it like
Was
11
the
out of
extra 10
10 was
minutes.
just that little 10 minutes of just them getting into NASA.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was expecting when they were like, when they were doing the whole car breaking down at the start. I'm like, oh, they'll do a flashback on the way to be like, this is how we got in. And it just, they were there. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
But did you saw how bigoted police officer, as soon as he found out they worked for NASA, he was
yeah.
all of a sudden he didn't see their color. He
Yeah.
was just like, oh, I got to get them there because, it's all about getting
Yeah.
them to the yeah.
And the
Yeah.
whole driving fast behind the cop car that was a great scene.
Especially when she goes, how what is this a turn for the books? We're actually chasing a police officer.
I think he was like, we're chasing a white guy or something.
Yeah.
Black
So
folk are chasing white people now or something.
a
I
white
was like,
police officer or something like that.
yeah.
It was so good. Like it was written well. It was so.
I
I
forgot
just love it.
that black people had issues because when the cop car pulled up, I was like, "Oh, good," and then they were like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Oh fuck, this is set back." I forgot it was
Yeah.
like an olden time movie, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, see,
"Oh yeah."
the first time I watched it and I saw the cop car, I went, "Oh God, no!" Like they're just broken down on the side of the road. What's going to happen?
I
Like it
thought there was
was,
going to be a bashing or something
yeah. But
until the NASA happened, and then
NASA
I'll
unites.
fucking run you there.
Yeah,
Mm.
NASA unites. Do you want a police escort? No. Yes, we do. It was like when one of them
Yeah.
goes, no, thank you. She's like, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Mm.
Yeah,
It was a
love it.
lot funnier than I was expecting. Like there was a few good comedy bits in it that I wasn't expecting. It was like, oh, it's kind of a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. And it
very
also
good.
has the beautiful, I can never say his name right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fuck it up. Mashallah Ali.
I'll let you butcher the name because I couldn't say it to save my
I
life.
really do. Mashah, the really good looking dude with the Ali last name.
Yeah.
He won for Moonlight, didn't he? He won the
Yes.
yes. Mahashala. I
It's on the screen.
I'm gonna get cancelled in a minute.
It's on the screen.
I'm gonna get cancelled. Whoops. Never mind. So yeah, Hidden Figures. We both recommend it. It's a great, and
Yeah.
you know what? There's a queer content. Janelle Monáe's in there.
Yeah. Which I've never seen her
Identifies as
act
queer.
before.
She's been in a couple of things.
I'll have to check him out because I was like, oh, she's quite a good actress.
She is quite a good
Mm.
actress. She's cute too. So there's that whole queer thing. We managed to get that in there. So
Yeah.
uh music minute, what you got?
All right. Music minute. It's not a queer. I guess it is a queer thing.
Okay.
Katy Perry.
Hmm.
The issues I'm having right now with her. She has such a large queer following, a large women's following.
Mm-hmm.
She announced her debut her big comeback that she's been teasing for a good year now. was called
Yep.
Woman's World, and everyone was like, "This is great." Then we found out Dr. Luke was the fucking producer, and it's just, I know Dr. Luke's still working with many artists because like there is contractual things that people cannot get out of because the music industry is a bit shit.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, maybe Katie was like, there was a contract because she was contracted to work with him for previous albums. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just a contractual thing, whatever. It's shit, but I can move past it. It's a contract.
Yeah.
It's not contractual. She fucking reached out to him. And
Yep.
then this fucking bitch, which I hate calling her a bitch because she's been one of my favorite artists since One of the Boys came out. Her first EP in like 2000 and fucking, I don't, 8, 9, 10, I don't know,
Hmm.
years ago.
Yep.
Love everything she's ever done.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, she's going to do a comeback. She's going to tour. There was rumors that she's doing the AFL grand final. I'm like, oh, she's coming back to Melbourne. This is great. I'm excited. And now I'm at this point where do I want to buy a ticket to hear old songs? Because at the time, we didn't know what the album was. We're like, it's just one new single with Dr. Luke. Shit choice, but no, the entire album is Dr. Luke. And
Yep.
it's really pissed me off because
Yep.
Kesha put out a Joyride song,
Hmm.
and all the queers are so happy for Kesha because we've been battling for her through the whole court case with Dr. Luke. And then Katie wants to go and pull this shit. And
Yep.
then she was on a podcast with Alex Cooper called Call Her Daddy.
Hmm.
And Alex literally said, why are you working with Dr. Luke? You've upset so many fans. And this fucking teenage dream bullshit singer really said, well, I worked with him previously. There was no apology. She went in fucking circles, said a whole speech, and basically gave no reasoning.
Yep.
And it's fucking boiled me to such a level.
It's up there with, so we all remember Kevin Spacey and what he did, and then hid behind the queer community to justify the reason why he sexually assaulted somebody. And
Hmm.
no one wants to go anywhere near that guy. So what makes Dr. Luke any different? It
Good.
just doesn't make sense that people in the music industry have that pass,
Mm,
but everybody else is held accountable, and so they should be,
yeah.
right? So why has this person not been cancelled? Why have the people who give her advice in business and everything like that, why did not one of them turn around? Maybe they did and she just ignored them, which makes it even worse.
Mm.
But how did somebody not turn around and go, might not want to do this? It might actually be career suicide.
And the thing that fucks me, your big debut single is called Woman's World.
And you've
The
got an
guy that
alleged,
made the song raped a woman.
yeah,
What? I don't understand
yeah,
who let this happen, why it's fucking happening.
yep,
Like, I cannot process it for the life of me. And
yep.
it's fucking shitted me. She's planning this massive world tour she keeps talking about. I don't think you're selling tickets, babe. I think you
Look,
might
you
have to
know
do a
what? The
job.
last time she was here, the last time she toured here, which was just before COVID, right?
Yeah,
It got to the point where she couldn't sell her tickets and they were reducing them by 50%.
I know. Because me and my best friend had tickets to see her in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then at All Phones Arena, if it's still called that, in
Mm.
Sydney, dropped tickets like
Kudos.
$50 and we were like,
Yep.
road trip. So the day before the concert, we're like, let's go. So we drove up
Yeah.
to Sydney to see her again. Great tour
Yeah.
because that was a good tour. Gonna give her
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But she's saying she's back in London in December for the tour. Where are you selling tickets? Your songs aren't charting. She has
Yeah.
another lead single that didn't even get it on the fucking charts.
Mm.
And it's to do it to people that have such a queer following and so many women empowering songs, and you're doing this.
You're
It
sending the movement back 20 years, sweetheart.
it just
Like that's,
truly I can makes no sense to me
let's
at
put it this
all.
way. So there was an actor called, or is, he's not an actor, he's in prison now, thank God. It's called Danny Masterson, right? And he was on that 70s show. and he's a Scientologist, and I know
Yeah.
Scientology is a buzzword. So, yep, I'm bringing up Scientology. So bring it on, fuckers. Let's do this. He
I'll
was
hashtag in Scientology just to really just fucking fuck you
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you. So, he raped women. He was found guilty. But before the judgment came down, oh, and he was Scientology basically hid it from everybody. It helped him hide it from everybody, right? So what happened was when he was doing his court case, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher did a character reference for him,
Hmm.
saying that he was great and he's not like that and all of this. He's found guilty of rape. Turns out he actually did do it. Now no one wants to touch those two.
Hmm.
Right? Guilt by association because of what they did, but okay for Katy Perry to use that producer. Like,
Yeah.
this has ruined her career. It will ruin her career. It already
Because
started.
she's been talking about this massive pop comeback because there was a few years where she flopped, even though I loved the last two albums. They're like
Mhm.
some of my favorites. I'm like, I can't wait for her to be on top again, do these massive stadium or arena shows. Like, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, I've been waiting all this time for what? It's just,
Yeah.
and then they booked her to do the grand final here in Melbourne in like 3 weeks. I
Right.
If she thinks she's gonna go up there and sing Women's World, because AFL is a very straight, ooh, it's a manly thing.
Yeah.
I I feel like if she gets up there and sings Women's World, she's gonna get fucking booed, and I hope she does. Honestly.
Well, possibly, but I remember so I went to the NRL grand final with a friend in 2017 because my team was playing. And the opening act for the NRL was Macklemore just after
Oh, that would have
he'd
been really
won.
good.
It was really good. And it was just after he'd won the Grammy for the Same Love song.
One love, same love, this
One
love,
Love, Same Love. The
the gay
that
one.
song.
Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, the one with the chick singing as
Yeah.
well. So there was a big brouhaha because he was just like, well, it's my biggest song at this point in time. Of course, I'm going to do it.
Well, yeah.
And everyone's going, if you do it, there's going to be a lot of hate towards you. This is a heterosexual thing. My friend and I who went, we're both gay. And we were like, fucking do it, do it, do it, do it. And you know what? He did it. 80,000 people applauded and roared with applause.
Oh,
They were
good.
like cheering the whole thing on. And something like that could have possibly happened with her. The
Yeah.
big problem is always going to be that there are going to be women in that crowd who know who the producer was. And if they're not
Yeah.
women, there are going to be some woke men and possibly some gay men because
Don't want to go see
the
Katy Perry.
AFL, yes, is straight. The AFL, yes, is straight, but they actually do have a pride game.
Did they have a full Pride round?
They have a pride round, but it's actually a pride game. It's
Mm,
between St Kilda and Sydney.
yeah.
Right? Where they wear, so I think the Pride round is actually for the women's AFL, so the AFLW.
Oh, is it?
But they have, yeah, but they have a Pride game, which like all of the straight dudes are like, why are you politicizing it? Like, this is bullshit. Why did they get their own thing and all of this other stuff? And I'm like, dude, Indigenous round, same
Yeah.
diff. But I've got the song just popped into my head. Even if I wanted to.
Mm.
That song. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I was trying to
It's
think of it. I
what's her
can
name's Amelia
change.
Sandy?
Yeah,
Amelia
yeah, something
Sand?
like that.
Something like that?
Sunday. Yeah, Sandy. Yeah.
Yeah. It has the things above the letters, so I don't know how they
The
pronounce, but
the umlaut. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I can change. The only reason why it pops in is because I watch this thing every now and then called Lesbians Who Get Drunk. And I've seen
What?
the movie that yeah. Lesbians Who
Are
Get
you
Drunk.
talking
It's
about
on
that New
YouTube.
Zealand show again?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no,
just
no. This
checking.
is a review thing. This is a review thing, and it's on YouTube, and there are these women who they review movies as they're watching them. And one of them is called April. One of the movies is called April's Wedding, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And it's got the chick that was in Grey's Anatomy, Katherine Heigl.
Oh.
And I think I want to say Zoe Deschanel, where they play a gay couple that they're getting married, and it's like it's the antiseptic for gay because it's like not gay. And so these two like queer women are reviewing it, and they're making fun of it because it deserves to be made fun of. And then when the character decides to confront her mother about her mother's like homophobia and everything, she goes,
Yeah.
I don't have to put up with this anymore. And she walks off, and as she's walking off, you hear this, I can change even if I try. And the two reviewers are like, oh, of course they're going to do that fucking
That seems like
stupid
the
song.
wrong song.
Lesbians who like to drink. I remember, but it cracks me. It cracks me up. So every time I hear that song now, I think of that YouTube show straight away. But yeah. So Katy Perry, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Like,
You're an idiot.
I just,
And I actually liked Katy Perry because I've spent time with Katy Perry.
I love Kate. She's great.
Here's the thing though, like she's like, and then so it all happened around the same time. Do you remember when she did 4 or 5 days of live streaming?
Yeah, for the Witness tour when she shaved her head and was in like a Big Brother house, that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So I actually watched that and I thought, you know what? She's actually quite cool. Like she's nice, she seems sweet, like
Yeah.
all of that other stuff. Then I had the opportunity to meet her and spend quite a bit of time with her. And she was great.
Hmm.
And then I don't know, going back to Orlando Bloom's just fucked her up.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, you need to work with him. It'll be great for you. What was the last thing Orlando Bloom was in?
I know it just came out in a movie because Katie talked about it. But it's just like, you're a pop princess. You have all the money in the world and resources. And
Mhm.
how many hundreds of thousands of there producers in the world? And you pick that one?
What about Diplo? What about, you know what I mean? Like you're
Go
right.
find
There are
some
literally hundreds of
undiscovered,
producers. Mm-hmm. Do it
find an
yourself, bitch.
undiscovered one. Yeah.
Do it yourself.
I blows my fucking mind.
Here's an idea. Why don't you go back to the people who produced your hits?
Oh, Dr. Luke was one of them that produced most of her hits back in the day.
Oh
That's why she
shit.
apparently, yeah. He did
Well,
most
it
of
didn't
them.
work. Didn't work.
Like, I get he's worked in the past, so that's before we knew about the Kesha, the raping. We knew, like, we didn't know then.
Yeah.
The issue is, if you want a pop sound from back then, use your famous people skills and
Yeah.
secretly find people. Sabrina's doing fine. Taylor's doing fine.
I was going to say,
Ari's
didn't
doing
they make
fine.
up? Go and ring up Tay Tay and go, hey, got a producer for me? Because the only one in my Rolodex is Dr. Luke, and I think he's a no-go zone.
This is like when she worked with homophobic people for Swiss Wish, the Migos people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Like,
then
what
they
the,
refused to
what?
perform with drag queens, so Katie had to change her entire thing. Why are you
Isn't
working
that,
with homophobic people?
can I
I
ask? I need to see if my timeline and from what I think I've read is correct. So the drag queens that she ended up not using are the ones that Taylor Swift ended up using, right? In
no,
the You Need to Calm Down? Or was she just like, I'm just going to use drag queens because at least I do?
no.
Wasn't that
So
around the same time?
Katie wanted to perform on SNL
Hmm.
for this Swish Swish,
I remember this part.
and then You Need to Calm Down was a couple years after that.
Okay.
So the whole thing with You Need to Calm Down with the drag queens, well, she just wanted pop princes and drag queens because she loves the gays, and who doesn't? Well, Katie apparently. Um, and then she just wanted all the famous singers because they were impersonating everyone. It's like Adore Delano was Katy Perry and Jay Jolly was Taylor. It was
Yes.
mostly drag race girls.
Yes.
And I think it wanted to be the whole don't put us against each other, we're all friends. Uh,
Because
Tay Tay
she'd never
Teddy.
made anybody. Let's get political tattoo. Thank you.
Taylor Swift tattoo, thank you.
Because shade never made anybody less gay. Yeah.
But it's just like Katie has all these fucking resources to work with anyone she could dream of.
Yeah.
And I get you want your old 2010 pop sound. Get someone that can do that. Like Sabrina Carpenter put out an album 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and there's a couple of songs on it that are like very early 2010s poppy. Work with that. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Every time I try to be like, oh, I can
Like
forgive
even
her
the
because what
record
if this happened?
company, like even the executives at the record company not
I
saying
don't
to
think
her,
they care.
you
They just want
might not
money.
want to. Yeah, but they're not, but like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that can bring
Yeah,
record companies down too. Like nobody went,
I'm
no, don't
sure.
do it.
Like,
No. Like,
I'm sure she has gays around her that like a stylist, makeup artist, hairdresser. I don't know her team. I'm sure there's a gay in there. How is a gay not being like, what are you doing?
sweetheart,
Like,
no, don't do it. No, no,
but then
no.
she's trying to win the gays back again because she's performing at fucking GAY London, doing a little gay club appearance. Like, we know what
No.
you're doing. You're trying to
Yeah,
win
don't
us
do
back
it.
over.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I just like Katy Perry's doing an album party in Melbourne and Sydney with Puffdorf. It's like an official one through the label and shit.
Okay.
And the Melbourne one is the week she's here for the grand final. So she'll be in Melbourne when it's happening. I'm tempted to get a ticket just to take a sign saying, what the fuck are you doing? And just hold it up. Because the club it's at is quite small. So she would see the fucking sign.
Yeah.
Or at least meet her just be like, I love you so much. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, give me a straight answer. Don't give me what you did on Call Her Daddy to Alex and give her this whole roundabout of with no real reasoning. I just want to know.
What were you thinking, bitch? Like, what? You know what? You just want to have 10 minutes in a room with her and just go, hey, it's you and me. Did anybody say don't do it?
And if
Did
so,
anybody?
why the fuck did you not listen?
Yeah. If she goes, yeah, they did. Are you deaf? Like, do why? And if she goes, no, no, I'd be like, you need to change people.
Yeah.
Like, you need to change the people who are around you because they're giving you bad career advice,
And
sweetheart.
like, she knows that people are upset by her move doing this.
Yeah.
Put out a statement, even if you don't mean it.
Yeah.
If you really want to work with Dr. Luke, say it. Be like, I love his music. Okay, great. At
Yeah.
least say, I know what he's done. You can't even put out a statement, but like, be like, I regret doing this. Like some, but imagine that poor PR
At the
woman.
time, I
Could
didn't
you
know.
imagine her PR person? Like,
I'm sure
what is
her
she
PR
meant to
person's
do?
on stress. I think her PR person's probably on stress leave right now
Oh,
because
I
I
like,
bet you her PR person was the one person going, don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
yeah.
Oh, you did it. How many times did I have to do it? Now I'm going to have to work in overdrive. Like, why?
How you can't come back from this now.
No,
If it was like a one-off single, I can see it being like, that was a
the
big
whole album.
mistake. The whole album, and
Yeah.
by her choice. It was by contract. That's different. Because
Mm,
music contracts are horrible. But
yeah.
I just, Katie, you're letting, oh, because I was going to bring it up in previous episodes, but then it's like, well, whatever. But then she
No
went on the
boyo,
podcast
Katie.
3 days ago, and
Yeah.
when they literally said to her face, "Why did you work with him?" People are upset,
Mm.
and so that's what's angered me more that she just kind of blew it off and made excuses.
Because the biggest shame is, as I said, I've actually spent some time with her. She's so lovely.
I would kill to meet her, well, previously, because she just seems really nice. Her music is incredible. What her
It's,
and Dr. Luke did do back in the day, it's good music.
yeah.
And she just seems like a cool person to hang out with. And now it's like, I want to hit you in your fucking throat. What are you doing?
Yeah. I spent 8 hours with her.
Oh, must be nice.
It was lovely. We'll talk about it after. But like,
Mm,
um, yeah, she was so nice and so sweet. And it was
mm.
like, I think being with Orlando Bloom, I think she's got baby brain. I think after she had her baby, like she's got baby brain.
That's no excuse. She had Daisy, her daughter, like two,
Hmm.
3 years ago now, I think it is. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Well, she was pregnant with her baby when she did the Cricket Women's World Cup here just before COVID. Like, literally had to leave the country because
Yeah.
we were about to go into lockdown.
Yeah, because she performed at the Bushfire Appeal Range thing.
Yeah.
Because that's when I had tickets for Miley Cyrus, and she cancelled 3 days before because the pandemic hit the roof. Love it.
And she hasn't been back since.
No, it's killing me.
But you know what? You can buy yourself flowers. You
It's
should
not
make
the
yourself feel
same.
better. You can buy yourself flowers.
I had tickets for
You
front
can
row for
write her
Miley
name in the
Cyrus.
sand. I'm still into that song. I'm still into it. Like, it
It's
took me
so
a long
good.
time to come to the party. Took me a long time to come to the party with that song because
Mm,
I don't listen to the music of today's youth very often. But like I'm still on board with that song. I can't get enough of that
mm.
song. And the Grammy, you know what it was? It was the Grammys performance that sold me.
That was good. That Bob
Uh,
Mackie outfit, she wore her big drag
mhm.
queen hair.
Yeah. But it was like I was looking on YouTube and I went, oh, Miley performed at the Grammys. Let's see how she went. Play. And I'm like, what song is this? And then like in it when she goes, I just won my first Grammy. And I'm like, it's a new song.
Hmm?
And then I was watching that film clip twice a day for like months and the film clip at least 3 times a day because I'm obsessed with the film clip.
So, do you want
Not because
some
she's half naked. No, you've already told me. You already told me the tea
about
behind it.
all the,
It's the
yeah.
house that
Oh
he
my
cheated on with it. Yeah,
God.
you told me all of that.
The girl wore the gold. She's, oh, I love her. Oh,
Yeah, like I
Millie.
don't care about the half naked stuff or anything like that. Like when she's walking up that hill
The
and she's like
strut
dancing.
and then she's like twirling. Oh,
My,
I love
my
it
wife,
so.
my wife saw it the first time and went, "That's how you dance." I mean, 100%. That's how I dance up streets and stuff. Like I do it too.
Yeah.
I'll stop in the middle of the street and like start like doing a body roll. I don't care. Um, so yeah, I became absolutely obsessed with it. Like
Mm.
and you know, hadn't listened to it for a little while, and then it popped up on the radio in my car a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, fuck, that's a good song. My God, that is such a good song. I'm still like, I would
Mm.
go and see her concert specifically for that song and that song only. Like, I'd watch the whole concert, but like
Yeah.
just from one song,
Mm.
I'd be like, you know what? I'll go see Miley. So bitch better come back down.
Oh, if she does, we'll go together.
Done.
But you're going to see a disgusting side of me because I'm going to go full delusional Miley Hannah Montana fan. Like, I'm going to be a mess.
That's okay. I went to the football once with somebody who was so gay they basically had ovaries. That's how gay he was, right? And when we were there, it was a Sydney Swans game. And while we were there, I heard the most guttural things coming out of his fucking crime. Like, this is the same person, like, yes, I'll have it. Like, this is like all the time. And then at the football, fucking get him, rip his fucking head off. And I'm like sitting there the whole time going, what just, huh? You have testosterone? Like, how does that work?
Football games make people go feral.
Like, I'll yell at you, like, go, run, do it, kick
Mm.
it.
Some of these
Like,
people get right in.
like
It's,
really,
yeah.
like he was like slapping the person like head in front of him with his no place. Like that's how like manly he was
Oh.
getting. It was like, well, he wasn't really, but it was like that's how manly he was getting. Like the woman who was sitting in front of him, like would have been like button forward all the time because like his manliness was just like pumping all around the SAG. It was fucking huge. But I was just like, oh my God.
I
And
kind of
he
love that
turned around and
though.
he goes, yeah. And I went, um, you like the football, huh? And he goes, yeah. I kind of turned into a man. I'm like, yes, I
Be
just
like,
saw it.
nah, didn't notice.
Like there was no gay FL about him. Like there was none of that.
Mm.
He was just, as I said, just before the game, he was just like, yeah, this and all this other stuff. And then as soon as it started, my God,
And then at
my
quarter
God.
time, like, auntie,
Yeah, especially like at
thanks,
halftime when they're playing Taylor Swift in the thing, and he's like, yeah, I stay up too late.
shake it off.
Doing the shimmy and all this, and then as soon as the football started, get him, fucking get him, ball, and I'm like,
But this because I've been to the AFL many times. I used to have a
I
membership
love
for
the
one of the
AFL.
teams.
Me too.
What is in the air that makes people just go? I don't know what it is. I could be gay, and then next minute I'm like,
Yeah, But I think it's
What is it?
because it's such a physical sport that it just brings out, for lack of a better term, the inner beast in people. Like I've had moments there where like they've started to look like they're going to punch on, because of course they don't fucking punch, they just grab each other's jumpers and stuff.
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
Pussies.
fucking get him, fucking get him. Like you do that, but you kind of it's almost like it releases the inner beast in you.
Because like I go to the Australian Open every year. Tennis is my all-time favorite sport, and I'll sit there like, oh my god, her dress. Yeah.
Oh, can we
Footy.
talk about
Oh
Naomi
my.
Osaka's fucking
Oh my.
outfit?
The tutus, and there was multiple colors.
Yes.
Usually they wear the
And the
same
bows and
thing
stuff.
every game for that tournament. No, she changed colors. I was like, ah,
Hmm. Yep.
oh,
Yep.
loved it. Oh,
Naomi Osaka, bless her heart.
mm,
So yeah, so we're good, right?
yeah,
We're all good.
we're good.
We've actually had a very vocal episode this episode.
Must be that
So
testosterone that I'm.
yes, slapping me around in the head, in the back of the head. So we just want to thank everybody for listening and watching on the YouTubes. Please hit like and subscribe. On our socials, please don't forget to go to PGTR Podcast.
Yay! We got it.
Yes.
And for people watching at home, I did write down PGTR on a note so I don't forget it. Because what you
What
don't see is every week there's about 3 takes of us going like, what PG?
what are we calling it? It's a
Yeah,
PGTP. So yeah,
PGTR.
PGTR Podcast. And we're on Insta. We are on the podcasting platforms.
And we
Five
might
stars,
be popping up
please.
on TikTok soon if I
We're
can
gonna get
make an
some
account. Yeah,
TikTok.
TikToks. Yes.
TikToks, yes. And so yeah, I mean, I'm having a great time doing this, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. And Ego, do you have any parting words for anybody?
Fuck you, Katy Perry, and I love sports.
And my parting word is, oh, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pop goes the rainbow.
Do, 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 do.